Hello students. In this class, we are going to start with the second chapter of class 6th, that is components of food. In the previous lesson, we have studied about food. And in this chapter, we are going to start with components of food. Before going to start with the chapter, we will have some definitions related to this chapter. First definition is food. It is the group of edible substances which provide energy to the living being and repair the old tissue and builds the new tissue. So what is food? Food is nothing but it is a group of edible substances which provide energy to the living being and repair the old tissue and builds the new tissue. It is a edible substance, eatable substance which provide energy. Food will give us energy and repair the old tissue. Repair the old tissue and builds the new tissue. What are components of food? The various components of foods are carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals, fiber and water. Carbohydrates, proteins, fats, water, fiber, vitamins, minerals. Next, nutrients. So what are nutrients? These are the organic or inorganic substances required for the survival of living being. They include carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins and minerals. These nutrients include 5 main types, that is carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins and minerals. So what are nutrients? It is an organic or inorganic substance required for the survival of living being. What is diet? It is the amount of food taken by a person at a time. It is an amount of food taken by a person at a time. So what is balanced diet? A diet containing all the nutrients and other components in proper proportion is called balanced diet. So all the required nutrients will be in proper proportion. What is energy? Energy is nothing but it is a capacity to do work. Deficiency disease. The deficiency is one or more nutrients food for a long time may cause certain disease or it a disorder known as deficiency disease. What is deficiency disease? Any deficiency in any one of the nutrient. If you have a deficiency in any one of the nutrient for a long time, then it may cause you certain disease or disorder. And this is known as deficiency disease. And what is malnutrition? If a person does not get adequate food or if he or she or his or her diet does not contain all the nutrients, then malnutrition occurs. If a person does not get an adequate food or his or her diet does not contain all the nutrients, then he or she will be suffering from malnutrition. Next we have food classification. So various components are grouped in their classes. Energy giving food. So those food items which will provide us energy, they will be grouped under energy giving food. So what are these type of foods? So they are carbohydrates and fats. Carbohydrates and fats will provide us energy. So they are classified under energy giving food. What are body building food? So which component of food will provide us, which help us to build our body? So that is protein. Protein will help us to build our body. So they are called as body building food. Protective food. So which components of food will protect us from diseases? So vitamins and minerals. So vitamins and minerals will provide us immunity power. So they will fight against the germs which are causing us diseases. So they are called as protective food. So next we have carbohydrates. So we'll start studying each of the components of food one by one. First thing is carbohydrates. So these are the compounds made up of three elements: carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. The main carbohydrates found in our food are in the form of glucose, other sugars, and starch. Understood? Carbohydrates are combined form. So these carbohydrates contain three elements. What are they? Carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. So the main carbohydrates found in our body or in our food in the form of glucose. Understood? So the chemical formula of glucose is C6H12O6. And other form of carbohydrates are sugar and starch. So what are the sources of carbohydrates, or from what food items we get carbohydrates? So these includes cereals such as wheat, maize, rice, jowar, bajra, potatoes, sugar, honey, bread, jaggery, sugarcane, sugar beet. Understood? So these are some of the examples or some of the sources which will provide us carbohydrate. What are the functions of carbohydrates? Carbohydrates such as starch and sugar provide most of the energy to our body. They will provide energy to our body. It is the cheapest source of energy for the body. Cheapest source means which will give more energy by eating less. That is cheapest source of energy of the body. Next we have test for starch or sugar. If you want to find any food item which contains starch or not, then you need to follow the test. So the test for presence of starch. So what you need to do? You need to test the presence of starch here. So what are the requirements, or what are the required things? We need a food item. We need a test tube. We need iodine solution. So by using these things, we will start the test. First, take a test tube, add few drops of weak iodine solution in a test tube. You need to take a test tube, add few drops of iodine solution to it. Then add potato to it. Add small pieces of potato to it. Or if you don't have potato, then you can use wheat flour. So after some time, then you can see the occurrence of blue-black color shown in presence of starch. So if that food item turns its color to blue-black, then it confirms the presence of starch. Test for presence of sugar. So if you want to test for sugar, add a few drops of Benedict solution into a test tube containing crushed pieces of bananas. So here you need banana in a test tube and add Benedict solution. There is a solution called as Benedict. If you don't have banana, you can use with grapes or apple. Then you need to heat it. You need to heat with a Bunsen burner. So the formation of red precipitate shows the presence of glucose sugar in the given food item. So if you observe any precipitate, red precipitate in the test tube, then that confirms that there is a glucose in that food item. There is a presence of sugar in the food item. So next we have fats. Sources of fats. Some of the sources of fats are oil, ghee, milk, butter, egg, meat, etc. So these food items will give us fats. What are the functions of fats? Fats also give us energy. Fat give much more energy as compared to carbohydrates. As I told you in the first, carbohydrates and also fats will give us energy. When compared to carbohydrates, fats will give more energy. Test for fats. So how you need to test for fats? Presence of fats. Wrap the food item in a piece of paper, crush it. Now straighten the paper. Appearance of oily patch through which light is faintly visible shows the presence of fat. For example, take cashew nut. Wrap it in the paper. Next, take a hard substance and beat on that paper. After that, if you remove the paper and see through the light, then if it appears faintly, if the light appears faintly, then it shows the presence of fat. Next, we have protein. These are the complex compounds make up carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and sulfur. Sources of protein. From which food item we get proteins? Whole cereals such as wheat, groundnuts, beans, pulses, fish, egg, meat, milk, cheese. So these are some of the food items which will provide us proteins. Functions of protein. So what happens if we have protein content in our body? Or so what does these protein contents give to our body? Proteins are needed for the growth and repair of body. So proteins are needed because to grow our body, to build our body, and to repair the body. If any injuries happen to our body, to make it repair, so these proteins will help. They are also called as bodybuilding food. Since proteins help our body to grow, they are called as bodybuilding food. Test for proteins. So how we can test the presence of protein? Take some solution or solution of mash the food item in the test tube. Add a few drops of solutions of copper sulfate to the test tube. Now add 10 drops of solutions of caustic soda to the test tube. I will repeat. Take the solution of copper sulfate and caustic soda. Two solutions, caustic soda and copper sulfate. Take one test tube. Add the food item into test tube. For example, take a white part of egg, white part of boiled egg. Put it into a test tube. Add few drops of copper sulfate. Then add 10 drops of caustic soda. Then shake it well. After some time, you see the violet color in the test tube. So this violet color in the test tube confirms the presence of protein in the food item. Understood? So appearance of violet color indicates the presence of protein in the food item. Next we have vitamin. Vitamins are the group of organic compounds essential in small amount for maintaining normal health and development. So vitamins are the group of organic compounds essential in small amounts for maintaining normal health and development. What are the functions of vitamins? Vitamins help in protecting our body against diseases. They also help in keeping our eyes, bones, teeth and gums healthy. So these vitamins will help our body to maintain healthy. Understood? So what are the functions? Vitamin help in protecting our body against diseases. They also help in keeping our eyes, bones, teeth and gums healthy. Vitamins are of different kinds known as different names. So we have different types of vitamins. Some vitamins such as vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E and vitamin K are fat soluble. So these vitamins helps in dissolving of fat content. Whereas vitamin B complex such as B1, B6, B12 etc. and vitamin C are water soluble. So these vitamins will soluble in water. Whereas these vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin K will soluble in fat. Soluble means dissolve. Next we have minerals. Minerals are inorganic compounds, that is metal or non-metal elements required in small quantities. So these minerals required to our body in small quantity. What are the functions of minerals? Minerals form the chief building materials of structures such as bones and teeth. Each mineral is essential for proper growth of body and to maintain good health. As I told you, vitamins and minerals are grouped under or classified under protective food. So these vitamins and minerals help us from the germs which are causing diseases. These Minerals and vitamins will protect our body from the germs which are going to cause the diseases. Next we have the next part of nutrient called as roughage. Roughage is also called as dietary fiber. Roughage is also called as dietary fibers. They consist of indigestible plant carbohydrates called cellulose. So what they consist? They consist of indigestible plant carbohydrate. Indigestible means the thing which is not able to digest, which can't digest, called as cellulose, present in plants. So what are the sources of roughage? So from where does we get roughage? So we get roughage from salad, vegetables, fresh fruits, whole grains and pulses, and also beans. These are some of the sources of roughage. And what are the functions of roughage? Roughage is an essential component of our food and it adds to its bulk. Roughage is an essential component of our food and it adds to its bulk. Roughage does not provide to our body. Roughage helps our body to get rid of undigested food and it also helps to prevent constipation. One thing you need to remember here, roughage and water will not provide any nutritious value to our body, even though roughage is very important to our body because it helps our body to get rid of undigested food and also help to prevent constipation. So this roughage will help our body to remove the undigested food. Next, water. Water is a very essential component of our body because a major portion of our body is formed of water. Around 2/3 parts of our body contains water. It helps our body to absorb nutrients from food. So water will help our body to absorb nutrients from the food. It also essential for most of the life process or body functions. This water will help our life process and also the functioning of the body. It also helps in throwing out some waste from body as urine and sweat. So what are the source of water? From where this water can be obtained? So we drink water directly. So water we can drink directly, as well as we receive water from milk, tea, fruits, vegetables and cold drinks, etc. So these are the other sources of water. So next we have deficiency disease. Deficiency disease are diseases that are caused by a lack of certain essential nutrients. A person may be getting enough food to eat, but sometimes the food may not contain a particular nutrient. If this continues over a long period of time, the person may suffer from its deficiency. So what do you mean by deficiency disease? Deficiency disease is nothing but if any particular nutrient in your food is less for a long time. If you're taking any particular nutrient less quantity to your body, then that leads to a deficiency disease. See, deficiency disease are diseases that are caused by a lack of certain essential nutrient. So which is essential to your body. If you are taking less quantity to inside your body, then that will cause you deficiency disease. A person may get enough food to eat, but sometimes the food may not contain a particular nutrient. A person is getting enough food, but is not getting enough nutrient or nutrient-rich food he is not consuming. If this continues over a long period of time, the person may suffer from its deficiency. So which particular nutrients is deficient, so that particular disease you are getting affected with. Next we have deficiency of one or more nutrient can cause diseases or disorders in our body. Disease that occur due to a lack of nutrients over a long period of time are called deficiency disease. So this is the definition of deficiency disease. Diseases that occur due to a lack of nutrients over a long period of time are called deficiency disease. So we have different types of deficiency diseases. So some are noted here: anemia, asthma, obesity, scurvy, diabetes, rickets, kwashiorkor, beriberi, night blindness, goiter. So these are some of the deficiency diseases. Understood? So we'll see some of them. First one is deficiency due to carbohydrates. So if you're taking less carbohydrate content food, so what is the diseases caused? Carbohydrates are the main source of energy. Carbohydrates are the main source of energy. Deficiency of carbohydrates leads to the body weakness and asthma, or they will be also called as asthma. T silent, asthma. So deficiency of carbohydrates. So if you're taking less amount of carbohydrate content food or carbohydrate rich food, then you will be affected with body weakness and asthma. So deficiency due to protein. If there is no protein content in your body, then proteins are called bodybuilding food. Lack of protein deficiency causes the diseases like kwashiorkor and marasmus to small children. If there is protein deficient in your body, then you will be affected with kwashiorkor or marasmus. If a person does not get enough protein in his or her food for a long time, he or she is likely to have stunned growth, swelling of face, discolorization of hair, skin diseases, and diarrhea. So these are the diseases which he or she will be get affected if there is deficiency in protein. Next we have kwashiorkor. Kwashiorkor is caused due to deficiency of protein and carbohydrates in the children. So if there is no proteins and carbohydrates in children, then it affects mainly after the breastfeeding is stopped and result in improper growth. So feeding mother milk. So once you stop feeding of mother milk, then the children will be deficient with protein and carbohydrate content in their body. So this may leads to the disease called as kwashiorkor. For this kwashiorkor, the child gets swelling of legs, stomach, and face also occur. Sometimes the liver gets enlarged, it appears discolorization of hair and seen patches on the skin. Understood? So these are the symptoms which will be lead you to the kwashiorkor. Next we have marasmus. Marasmus is also caused due to deficiency of carbohydrate in food. So due to deficiency of carbohydrates, this is also a disease which will be caused. The deficiency of marasmus, the skin get dry and wrinkle. Mainly it affects the children below the age of 1 year. So what is the symptom? The skin get dry and you will get wrinkled skin. And these diseases can be seen in the children whose age is below 1 year. Next we have deficiency of vitamin. Vitamins help in protecting our body against diseases. They also keep our eyes, bones, teeth and gums healthy. As I explained you when I explaining vitamins, vitamins are also called as protective food. So they fight against the germs which are causing us diseases. Correct? So they are also called as protective food. So they also help or keep our eyes, bones, teeth and gums healthy. So we have some of the vitamin deficiency diseases. Like we have noted on here, vitamin A, vitamin B1, vitamin B3, vitamin B5, vitamin B12. So these vitamin B1, 3, 5, 12. So these are called as vitamin B complex. Vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E. So here they have mentioned some of the vitamins. So what deficiency will cause what disease? So if you do in your body or deficiency of vitamin A will cause you night blindness. Vitamin B, deficiency of vitamin B1, beriberi. Vitamin B3, pellagra. Vitamin B5, skin disorder. Vitamin B12, pernicious anemia. Vitamin C, scurvy. Vitamin D, rickets. Vitamin E, hemorrhage. Understood? So these are the symptoms which can be seen if there is deficiency of these particular vitamins. Understood? Next, we have vitamin A in detail. Vitamin A will cause you night blindness. That symptoms are poor sight vision, loss of night vision. So night blindness is caused mainly the deficiency of vitamin A in food causes night blindness. So in your diet or in your food, what you are taking. So if there is a deficiency of vitamin A, then you will be affected with night blindness. A person who is suffering from night blindness cannot see properly in dim light. It may lead to the complete blindness also. So the person who is suffering from night blindness or deficiency of vitamin A, then he will be not able to see in dim light. His vision become dull and leads to complete blindness. If you're not taking proper precautionary measures, then you will be affected with complete blindness. Vitamin B3, I told you, pellagra. So this is nothing but pellagra. This causes you deficiency of vitamin B3. If there is no vitamin B3 in your diet, then you will be affected with this disease. Vitamin B5. So in your diet, if there is no vitamin B5, then you will be affected with skin disorder, various diseases of skin. Vitamin B12. So vitamin B12, if you are suffering from deficiency of vitamin B12, that disease is called as pernicious anemia. Understood? Next, vitamin C. Vitamin C leads you to scurvy. So what is scurvy? Bleeding up, swelling of joints. So you can see in the diagram. So these things happen if there is no vitamin C in your body. Vitamin D will cause you rickets. Deficiency of vitamin D will cause you rickets. See the bones. This is the normal bone. If you have a vitamin D deficiency, then the bones become like this. Cross legs. Correct? Next, deficiency of vitamin E. Vitamin E will cause you hemorrhage. So symptoms of hemorrhage is clotting of blood. So there will be a certain clots in your skin. The blood is clotted some parts of the skin. So this is due to deficiency of vitamin E. Next, vitamin K. Vitamin K also hemorrhaging. Hemorrhaging. That is bursting tendency or internal bleeding. These are the symptoms of deficiency of vitamin K. So while most think I like this cause, it makes me stronger, I actually love for its vitamin K. So if you want vitamin K in your diet, you need to have spinach. Next we have mineral deficiency disease or the diseases due to minerals. Minerals are required in small amounts in our body. They are essential for proper growth of body and for maintaining good health. So we have certain minerals here and also certain symptoms. So if you have calcium deficiency disease, if you don't have calcium in your body, then the symptoms will be brittle bones, excessive bleeding, stunt growth. Sodium mineral is deficient in your body, then you will be affected with dehydration, extreme body weakness. Phosphorus, bad bones and teeth, body weakness. Iron will cause you anemia. Deficiency of iodine will cause you goiter. Deficiency of fluorine will cause you dental decay. Deficiency of potassium will cause you muscle weakness or paralysis. Stroke antarenda. So they will call it as stroke. When overall levels of calcium are low, the body can divert it from the bones, making them brittle and prone to injury. It takes years for bones to lose their density, and calcium deficiency may take as long as cause serious problems. So you can see these type of marks on your nails, correct? So this is caused due to deficiency of minerals, that is calcium. If there is calcium deficiency, then these things will happen in your body. So what happens if there is no phosphorus mineral in your body? So I told you they will be having a bad bones and bad teeth and also a body weakness. These are the symptoms of phosphorus. Next, iron. Iron is a mineral. If there is no iron in your body, then you will be affected with anemia. Anemia is caused due to deficiency of iron in the body. It decreases the level of hemoglobin. What it does, it will decrease the level of hemoglobin. What is hemoglobin? Hemoglobin is the red pigment present in the blood. Right? So an anemic person gets tired quickly, lose pale, lost appetite, and has dark circles under the eyes. So these are the symptoms for the person who is suffering from anemia. Next we have iodine. Deficiency of iodine will cause you goiter. So what is goiter? Goiter is caused due to deficiency of iodine. It affects the thyroid gland in the throat and swell up. So here in throat region, so there will be swelling. The person will look like this. The person who is suffering from goiter will be looking like this. Understood? Potassium. If the person is suffering from potassium mineral, then his muscles will become weak. Muscle weakness and also a paralysis. As I told you, stroke. See, you can look here. Muscle weakness or paralysis will be happening if there is less potassium content in your body. So to get rid of all these diseases, to stay away from all these diseases, we need to have a balanced diet. We need to have a balanced diet. So we need to have a little of all kinds of food every day to get all the nutrients and roughage, etc. This type of diet is called as balanced diet. So what is the quantity of all the nutrients what we need to take our body? So we have given here a balanced diet should contain 50% of carbohydrates, 35% of fats, 12% of proteins, 3% of vitamins and minerals and sufficient amount of water. So when you all sum up this, then it will become 100%. That will be your balanced diet. So this completes your chapter, components of food. Hope everyone understood. Thank you.